So Scott, the moment's arrived. You have to face your old mates at West Coast. What does it feel like?
Yeah, well, it's something that's been in the calendar for a while, obviously, and a bit of a weird feeling. Obviously, having played there for a lot of years, and having some good friendships and bonds with the guys over there, and I'm sure it'll be even weirder when I do run out there on Saturday night or Friday night.
What sort of reception do you expect from them?
I'm not really too sure. I'm just going to have to wait and see, really. I think I'm pretty good mates with a lot of guys over there, and not just the players, the staff, and supporters as well. So, I'm not sure whether they'll boo or cheer, but everyone who pays for a ticket has a right to cheer or boo or do whatever they want to do. So I guess I'll just cop whatever comes. But even if they do want to boo, then there's no hard feelings. So I have a lot of love for the people over there. So it's all good to me.
In terms of being a premiership player, does it make it easier to return because you feel like you finished the job there before you took up free agency?
Yeah, in a way. Yeah, obviously, it is an easy out with that, but it's also quite hard with the relationships that you make after winning the ultimate success. So I'm sure the relationship that I have with them isn't going to change from me moving, and in 9 years' time when we do have a reunion, I'm pretty sure that no one's going to really care that I came back. They'll just be caring that we actually did it all together as a 22 and with the coaching staff as well. So 9 years' time will be a good time.
You carry the story of Port Adelaide v West Coast in recent years, where West Coast has Port's number. Is there something you can tell Ken Inkley or the rest of the group as to what needs to change here to get a result?
It's hard to say, really. I think obviously the last few games that we've played, it's been a really tight contest, and West Coast have probably won more than they've lost against Port Adelaide. So I haven't really said too much to the coaching group. Especially this week, I've just got to try and focus on little things and doing every small thing right. So I'll try and let the coaches plan as much as they can. I've had a little bit of input, but it's just more standing up in the big moments. And I think obviously the last couple of weeks there's been some big moments that we probably just haven't grasped as well. So if we can just stand up in the big moments when it counts, hopefully we'll win more than we lose.
Is there a particular thing from those West Coast wins that stands out for you that made the Eagles had Port Adelaide's number again and again?
I can't really tell you. I think from memory, I only played in the one game last year where we won after the siren. But I think it was just more, sticking to the task when things got tight, just making sure that we didn't, go out of the box too much and just did the little things right and simple things. So I think personally I love the big moments. So I'm sure that, I do know that West Coast love the big moments as well, just standing up. So as a challenge that as a club for Port Adelaide that we need to do that, especially after the last 2 weeks. So no better chance than this weekend.
There's 20 mils of rain forecast in Perth on Good Friday. How do those conditions bode for you and the club?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I love playing in the rain. So hopefully, the guys are ready for a tight contest. After the last couple of weeks, I think we need to get down and dirty and look forward to the contest. So I know that West Coast are a team that pride themselves on the ground balls and contested footy. So it's something that we're going to be looking at, challenging them in for sure.
Realistically, Scotty, how much inside information can you bring about your former club to your new club for those that don't quite understand?
Yeah, I think it's not inventing the wheel, but you can just say a few little things here that might help the coaches plan for certain guys in certain positions. And I think I can't really give them too much information because they might change it up. So I think every team adapts every year and changes things. So I'm not expecting to be exactly the same as when I was there, but I can try and give a few little things here and there.
What's dangerous about the Eagles from your perspective as someone who has played with all of them?
Oh, they've got just good players all over the ground. Obviously, in the forward line they've got some pretty good players with Josh Kennedy and Jack Darling, some pretty good goal kickers there, and the small forwards are really good as well. Good midfield, elite back line. So if you're beating West Coast, you're going to have good players all over the ground, and we're going to have to be on our toes to get the result this weekend for sure.
Scott, how's the pairing going with Paddy Wright? You guys worked it out after a month of a fair pre-season, how to work it and get an advantage from?
Yeah, we're still a work in progress. Obviously, Paddy's a senior player, and I'm getting into my senior years now as well. And I think we started off the year pretty well, and still working through a couple of things. But I think we're pretty confident that this week we've got a good challenge, 2 rucks, and looking forward to going up with Paddy this week.
Do you want to keep it uncertain as to who's going to be the number one on a day that you keep mixing and matching it?
Yeah, we changed it up against Brisbane, and Paddy started in the ruck pretty much every quarter of that game, and I think that's the beauty of playing 2 rucks. You can have things that are unexpected when you go into a game. So who knows what's going to happen this week, whether I'll start or Paddy starts. I think that's something that they'll have to plan for.
Scott, on Monday, Bass said you've lacked the dominance in the ruck that you've had in the first couple of games, the last 2 games. Do you think that's fair criticism?
I think it's probably more making the most of when we have our hit outs. So, it's a little bit of the midfield taking advantage of where we're going to hit it and their positioning and stuff as well. So I don't think he meant it as solely just on Paddy and myself. It's more the collective and just making the most of when we get our hands on it. So, something we've been working on this week.
What have you done to improve around stoppages through this week and in the lead up to the game?
I think, like I said before, just the little things. I think doing the little things consistently well holds you in pretty good stead. And I think the last couple of weeks we've just broken down with a couple of things that we normally wouldn't. So, just body work and, hunting after the footy. So really simple things that any footballer can fix up with, in 1 week, really.
Is it hard to turn things around with such a short turnaround?
No, it isn't. I think it's good. I think, 6-day breaks, coming off a loss, I actually really enjoy because there's less time for you blokes to talk about the game before and less time for us guys to think about the game before. So, just looking forward to getting down there.
Any blokes that played in the twos last week or coming back from injury that have been impressing on the track as such this week that can come in? Yeah,
I think there's a lot of guys in the Magpies have been impressing lately, so I'm not sure who's going to come into the team. We've got a team meeting this afternoon, so there's no exclusives here for you guys. But we've had some good guys in good form, so I'm looking forward to if there is changes. I'm sure guys will come in and play their role pretty well.
Scotty, you mentioned the past and friends and mates that you got back there. Jack Darling, one of your good friends from what I understand. The idea of coming up against somebody like that, you're looking forward to? Yeah.
Well, I was in Jack's wedding, so a couple of years ago, sort of pretty close mates, and could basically tell everyone all over the park I'm pretty much good mates with. So it's going to be interesting, that's for sure. I think there'll be a lot of banter, probably more from them than me. I'll probably just be trying to focus on the game, but I'm expecting a lot of banter and hopefully expecting a win as well.
Have you been in touch with Jack this week?
Briefly. I've spoken to a few of the guys, so just nothing too untoward, just general chat, and they're looking forward to catching up after the game as well. So it should be a good weekend.
After the game, is that's been largely taken away in the modern era, though, apart from 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes straight after the siren. But will you get a chance to catch it?
Yeah, I'll get a chance. I think I'm coming back to Adelaide on Sunday, so I've still got a lot of people over there that I hold close to my heart. So I'll I think the schedule will be pretty busy over the couple of days I'm there.
How's it work, Scott? Do you get kicked out of the WhatsApp groups?
Well, it was pretty much straight away. I think as soon as I came out that I got traded to or got free agency over to Port, I was out. So, but I think when it came out to the media, I was on footy trip in Hong Kong with the boys. So that was it was pretty interesting. But I've got good memories of that trip, so it was good fun.
Did you sort of let your teammates know before it obviously became public in the media? Like, did you sort of let them know while you were on the footy trip or before you went over? Or?
Well, I was on the footy trip because we won the flag, so just celebrating that with them. But I didn't really want to make it about me at all. I think it was more about the club and the guys that we won the premiership. So I'm not the type of guy to go and make a big deal about myself. So when it came out, I told the boys, and they were pretty happy with my reasoning and everything that went down. So I tried to be as respectful as I could, and didn't want to. I I didn't want to let anyone down, but I was obviously going to be doing that. But I think I just tried to handle everything as good as I could, and as far as I know, it was left on good terms.
Did you sort of know personally, in the aftermath of the grand final, when you're sitting in the change rooms there celebrating, having a couple of beers with your teammates, did you know then and there that was your last game for West Coast?
It's hard to say. Yeah, I think it's hard. Deep down, I might have known. I just didn't want to admit it. But I wasn't really thinking about, after winning the grand final, my contract and where I was going. I was just more thinking about celebrating with the boys and who's going to get me my next beer after I finish that one. So wasn't too much thinking about that.
Any penalties in Hong Kong when you revealed the news? You were in a bar in Chim Sao Choi or something like that?
Probably not so much penalties, but yeah, I'm a pretty good scholar, so to put a few to shame.
So is that a tonic for stopping or limiting the defensive influence of McGovern, Barras, Shepherd? How do you get on top of those guys?
I think they'll probably be licking their lips this week, because last quarter I think they took 9 intercept marks of Richmond against us. So obviously that's going to be a big focus for us this week, and those guys I know pride themselves on taking marks and intercepting the ball. So we just need to try and bring it to ground. I think it might be raining, so that will help our cause. But they've got some good players there, and it's not just in the back line. I think everyone's going to have to hopefully have outstanding games, and we can get a good win for the footy club.